Hello and welcome to this tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how you can connect your TradingView strategies with your TradeAway futures account. Believe it or not, even though TradingView has their own coding language to build automated strategies like this, they don't support actual execution. This means even if you're logged into your futures account on TradingView and you have a strategy like this, it will never execute. You need a webhook connector for this, and that's what we're going to set up right now. How it works is simple. Once the strategy enters and everything is set up, it sends an alert, a webhook alert. This then goes to the webhook connector, and the webhook connector executes the trade on your account. This means first we need to connect an account here. We go to accounts. I'm going to connect my Apex challenge. Now you can see my account is connected. Very important. You can connect unlimited accounts, not only per TradeAway login, but you can also add multiple TradeAway logins. Let's say you have a TradeAway personal account. Then your account shows up here. But then you also have some challenges with different prop firms that all use TradeAway. You can connect all of them. There's no limitations. And also remember, if you have a funded account on Apex, for example, it's still a demo. It's not a live account. In the next step, we need to create an alert. We go here, and I'm going to guide you through. So first of all, we need to select which account we want to trade on. Maybe you have many different accounts and you only want to execute this specific strategy on a few specific accounts. You just select them here. You can obviously have multiple strategies and connect them to separate accounts, or you can also have one strategy that executes on all accounts, or you have one strategy per account, however you want. But here you select the account that you want to connect to the strategy that we're setting up. As I said, we're using a strategy in this case. For indicators, the setup is a little different. Now we also need to select our symbol. Here you can see this is backtested with ES, but because I don't want to blow the account, and I would blow it with this drawdown, I will use the MES, which is much smaller, and we're going to have less drawdown. Just type in the ticker here, and now you see it recommends this ticker. Also makes sense with the expiry date of the contract. If you use this one, for example, it might not work. Always take the recommended ticker. Okay, and this is a very important section here, the order type. It's actually extremely simple. Just use market orders. We have added limit orders and stop orders because this has been requested, but I believe this has been requested because people don't really understand how this works. Let me explain. On TradingView, let's say you have a breakout strategy. Here is your confirmed breakout, and in your strategy, you want to enter a buy after a pullback. Now, if you're a manual trader, here you see breakout is confirmed. Okay, now you decide you're going to place a limit order, let's say here. So once price is here, limit order will be triggered. You're in the buy, and then your TP is maybe here. Makes sense. But with automated strategies, it's a little different. TradingView will not send a buy alert for a buy limit once the breakout is confirmed. If you have a strategy with a retracement, here's how it works. Here the breakout is confirmed. That's a condition that the strategy is monitoring. Now the next condition is the price has to go back down and reach a certain level that you have defined, maybe pulls back X% from this leg or X points, whatever it is. Once this level is reached, that's when TradingView sends the buy alert. So this is more like a pending market execution. Here comes the buy alert. And now you should understand why it doesn't make sense then here placing a limit order, because essentially you're trying to place a limit order at the current market price. Makes no sense. So either the order gets rejected because price is slightly below and you cannot place a buy limit above the current price, or price is already too high and you don't get triggered into the trade. And even if you do, your executions, the real executions will be completely different from what you have backtested in the strategy. I know this sounds complicated, but just trust me. If you work with TradingView strategies, use market orders. If you use limit orders, it will cause many problems. That's my honest recommendation. And I've seen that all the people that run into issues, that's the people that use limit orders because they don't understand how this TradingView stuff works. Same goes for stop orders. I know you want to see your stop loss placed and your TP placed to feel safe, but Just let the strategy do the risk management. The point of a strategy is that it executes automatically, that you don't have to watch it. The strategy will send a close signal once the stop loss or take profit is hit. You don't need a pending order, because the problem is, if you would place your TP as, in this case, a sell limit, and your stop loss is a sell stop, when this one gets triggered, then you still have this one open. Of course, it would technically be possible to use a OCO order to then delete this one, but it adds so many more steps and makes it just more fragile and complicated. Just let the strategy do the entry and the exit using market orders. So much more simple. Now that I left the tab, unfortunately, I have to select the ticker again. Okay, we have order type market. Now here, I forgot to say something about this. If you have multiple accounts, you can, and let's say this is a 50K account, and then you have maybe a 100K account, you can choose a different multiplier depending on the account. So let's say you have one strategy, and the strategy usually trades one contract on a 50K account, and then you have also 100K accounts, and you don't want to have a separate alert, then you simply add a multiplier to the bigger accounts. Simple, very easy. But now to the actual alert setup. Here you see we have the alert message, contains the account number, the ticker, the strategy order action, which is strategy entry or strategy close, and the price. We copy this. Now we go to TradingView, right click on the chart, add alert. Now we go here and select the strategy. Now here is where a lot of people run into issues. Make sure you only have one strategy on the chart. We have now here one indicator and one strategy. If you have multiple versions of your strategy on the chart, even if they are hidden like this, you still see them. Only because it's hidden doesn't mean it's not running on the chart. And if you have multiple strategies on the chart, even they might be hidden, chances are you have selected the wrong version and trades get executed. You keep working on the current version of the strategy and you don't understand why the trades don't match up. It's because you have selected the wrong version of the strategy, and to prevent this, you only have one strategy on the chart. Now we go to message. We select this entire block and delete it, and we paste what we have copied from Roboquant. We click apply. Now we go to notifications, and I already have this in here. Usually it's not selected. So you select Webhook URL and you find this here. That's this URL. That's also where many people make a mistake. They just paste it and they have 2 times the same URL, and you don't see it because you have to go to the right. So don't do it. Just delete the whole thing, paste it. We have it one time. And we hit apply and create. Now the alert is set up. I recommend you, once you have the alert set up with your strategy that you have tested and everything, you go here, save template. Whatever name makes sense to you. Remember symbol, remember interval. You save this as a template. In this template, you have the alert set up and you have your strategy, and you just leave this as it is. If you want to test, work on other strategies, do this in a different template. Don't edit the template you have your strategy on that is connected to your account. It's just going to be a mess. That's why they have this function here. Very important step. Now we go back to the Webhook connector. This is a little annoying. I know it's still selected. Okay, all good. And now we have to save the alert. Otherwise it doesn't run. Here, save alert. And here you can see active alerts. Now also a very important step. If you have a strategy on the chart and it's currently in a trade, it didn't hit TP or SL yet, it's in an open position, do not connect the Webhook connector, because you know what's going to happen. You're not in a position on your account, but the strategy is theoretically in a position. What happens if you're in a buy and you hit TP on futures? You open a sell. You open a trade in the opposite direction to close your current position. That's how it works. Means if you're not in a position and here comes a close signal and it opens a sell, then on your account you will be all of a sudden in a sell. and it's not monitored. There's no stop loss, there's no take profit. And then the next day, or whenever your next trade comes, which is maybe a buy, then instead of entering a buy, it will close your sell, which was not supposed to be open. So very easy to prevent. You simply don't connect your strategy to the webhook connector when the strategy is currently in a trade. Wait for the trade to be closed and then you can connect it. That's something I see all the time people doing wrong, so don't do it. So this was the setup if you want to connect a strategy, but there's also the case that you want to connect a buy sell indicator. I personally never do this. I prefer strategies, but I know there are some people that use indicators. If you want to connect an indicator, the setup is slightly different. Strategies are much easier to set up than indicators. Let's take this one for example. In a strategy, you have a strategy entry and strategy close function. With indicator, it's different, and it really depends on the indicator itself, who made it. In this case, we have buy and sell signals, but we also have these SL and TP. But this doesn't mean that it has necessarily the function to create an alert for this. So let's check. When we do right click, add alert, and now we select here the indicator. Here we have the different options. We can either use the buy signal or the sell signal. We can have the stop loss and the take profit. If we just use buy and sell, means we're always going to be in a position. It's confusing. It's honestly very confusing. Let's try to set this up. We want to have the buy here. We have the entry order buy, fixed quantity. We're going to copy this, go to the indicator, add alert. Yeah, we take the buy signal and here we remove this, click paste. So as soon as the buy comes, it will send this webhook or this message in a webhook. We already have our webhook URL. Okay, apply. This is set up. Now we have to go back here and we have to save it. Now we have to create another alert. That's for the close if it hits a TP. So we have the indicator and we say this is a close. Copy. We go back to the indicator, add alert. Now if we are in a buy and we want to close the buy, we either have the stop loss here. We go here to the message, paste. That's just a close for any open trade. Apply. And of course the webhook URL and create. This was for the SL, right? I should have given it a name. Now we also need, wait, we had the stop loss, but we also need for the take profit. But the message is the same. Go here for the TP. It's exactly the same. It's strategy close and apply, create. We also save this alert. Why do I always have to select the ticker again? So this is the close of, oh, actually the close is the same alert. It doesn't matter if it's a close of a buy or a close of a sell. Doesn't matter if it's a stop loss or take profit. We always have the same message. Whatever trade is open, it just closes it. So now the only thing that is missing after saving this, wait, indicator close alert, we need the sell alert. So we go here to indicator and we have the sell. So we have two entry orders and we have the close order. And the close order manages TP and SL. We use the same quantity for all of them. So for the sell, we also copy this one. We go back to TradingView, add alert, select the indicator, wrong one, this here. And we have the sell signal. We go to the message and replace this, apply. And we, of course, need the webhook URL. I already have it. Apply, create. Go back here. I always select it. I'm not sure if it's needed. And we save this as well. Indicator sell. Now we see we have the indicator buy alert. Whenever this indicator sends a buy signal, we also have the indicator sell alert. And here we have the close alert for the TP or SL. As I said, I never do this. I never use indicators. I prefer strategies. So I recommend, even if you have a buy sell indicator, bro, just turn it into a strategy. It's incredibly simple and you have way less problems, because here you see with the strategy, we have one alert. With the indicator, we now have 3 alerts, 3 times more probability that something goes wrong. It's your choice. But this is how you set up a buy sell indicator with the webhook connector. And then here we have the kill switch. Let's say you are in a trade of your strategy, you got emotional and you ended up closing the trade manually. I don't recommend it, but it happens all the time. And Now you want to prevent that the strategy opens a sell once TP is hit. You do this by using the kill switch. So after closing a trade manually, you go to the kill switch and stop automated trading. And then you can enable it again the next day. If you don't enable it, all your alerts will be ignored. Nothing will be executed. We have here the executions. That's a very important part for debugging. If you have any problems, you always have to check the log here and compare this log with the alert log on TradingView. You go here to alerts, then you go to log. Now you see here, this is an alert from yesterday from this strategy. You see here the time 8:58:00. Now we go to the Webhook connector and check for the delay, for example. Oh yeah, so the alert got sent on 00 and here got executed on 02. Very, very fast. Obviously here it was a success. If the order is not successful, you will see here failed. If you see failed, you simply expand and then you see here order rejected, insufficient margin. So easy. Like people sometimes complain and say, oh, the Webhook connector doesn't work. It doesn't execute trades. Bro, here's a log and the log tells you exactly why it didn't execute. If you have any errors here, you always see the reason for them. Something that also happens very often is that people trade gold or want to trade gold on Apex, for example, and they recently blocked gold trading and then you see blocked by broker. So it's not a Webhook connector problem, it's just a problem with the rules of the prop firm. And with this one, insufficient margin, this simply means you have to trade smaller size because you have exceeded the max margin that you have available on your Apex account. And then there's another case. Let's say you got an alert, but it doesn't show up here. If you have an alert on TradingView, you saw it, you heard it, and you see nothing here, then it's most likely because I don't have an example here, unfortunately. But if this happens, then you will see it here in the log on TradingView. For example, that the webhook could not be delivered. For example, because you forgot the webhook URL or you pasted it 2 times or with a space, whatever. If you see the alert here, but it didn't arrive on the webhook connector, always debug here on TradingView. The error happened on TradingView. And if the alert worked and it shows up here, but you have no execution on your account, then always look for the reason why it failed. So easy to debug this stuff. And if you don't find it out, then simply send us a screenshot of this log and the one on TradingView. Screenshots, not photos, actual screenshots. You can send them on the Discord so we can have a look. Then here on the positions, you will simply see any open positions. Obviously now it's I'm not in a trade, but if there's an open trade, you can monitor it here. And then here we have the P&L calendar where you see how much you made or lost on each day. There's one more thing that's very helpful. When you go here to settings, you can put in your email and you can subscribe to alerts. So every time an order gets filled, or you can also get a notification if there's any errors as you want. That's very, very helpful. I almost forgot 2 important points. People always ask me, do I have to leave TradingView open and let my computer run for the Webhook connector and the strategies to work? Answer is no. TradingView is running on a server on the internet, and you also know that your price alerts, you get them even if you're not on your computer or your computer is not running, you get them on your phone. So no, you don't have to leave TradingView running. That's absolutely no problem. But point 2 is, that's critical. If you're trading futures, that's what most people do on TraderWeight, which is only a futures broker. You have to be logged in to your futures account on TradingView. Otherwise, you will not receive live data and the performance will be completely off because you get the data like 15 minutes delayed. So your entry will be 15 minutes late. And this is obviously detrimental for any strategy, or at least for any day trading strategy. So very important, make sure you're logged in to your futures account on TradingView. And yeah, I think I've said everything. I know the tutorial was a little long, but I had to explain everything in detail because I see people making the same mistakes over and over again. But if you follow this tutorial step by step, it's guaranteed to work. And if you have questions, you can always ask in the Discord. Thanks for watching. Happy trading. Peace out.